Hello, comrades, and welcome to episode number 249 of the Terminus podcast for the weeks of March 8th, 2025. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me, I have our regular co-hosts, TJ Sakosio, Jonathan Van Aken, and Jacob Durbin. Glad to have you guys aboard. And for the first time, welcome Playmate to the show.
Hello.
Hello, Playmate. Now, we have quite a bit to talk about because it's been a month since our last episode, and as a consequence, we're not going to be doing Locomotive Versus just so we can get this show out of the way. If that's a deal breaker for you, I'm sorry, you'll just have to wait until next time, maybe. I have talked about how there's going to be a bracket coming, but I'll talk about that a little bit more once we get the show going. We also have lots of stuff for the Mantle of Responsibility, lots of stuff that everyone's been up to, and we have some news segments on Mexican passenger rail, the MBTA, a couple of 10-wheelers, apparently, a big pile of Ohio news, which seems to be growing ever larger by the moment, and something called a rail bus, but not what you think of when you think rail bus. So, with that in mind, the train will terminate at this station. Where are we?
Well, Ellis, welcome to paradise. It's extremely windy.
The camera is shaking violently.
Yeah, there's going to be a few more I think there's going to be a couple more steam trips, which is good. And then maybe some Amtrak. Paradise, Pennsylvania. Here we are.
This
place sucks.
This time of year, it looks so not like paradise. The trees are all brown. You're staring across railroad tracks at warehouses.
Okay, at least the bright side, I'm pretty sure that's Old Pennsylvania Catenary, so let's go.
I mean, it is.
We're our camera's situated on the site where Abe Lincoln, his funeral train stopped, or something like that. I don't know. They say it on the spiel on the Strasburg Railroad, something about Abraham Lincoln. Anyway.
Our camera is situated at the exact location where 475 ran headlong into an excavator.
True. That's so real.
Never forget.
It's like the Strasburg Railroad, Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, you can't mention it; they throw you out.
It didn't happen.
You just Photoshop out the excavator.
They put it in a big cardboard box labeled "Consequences."
I just go there to take pictures of the excavator. That's what I'm gonna film.
Anyway, let me get started on the Mantle of Responsibility because we're gonna be here for a bit.
Oh boy!
This starts. The very first incident we have is back on. It's actually over a month ago now. It is a video of a train coming apart on Tehachapi Loop, which, there's so many cameras floating around. I'm never like super surprised when someone is in the right place at the right time. Now, I don't think this was don't think this was sabotage, right? Like certain other incidents that we've talked about. But no, yeah, this is a like a 30-minute long video of some actually genuinely spectacular drone footage. So that was on BNSF. 2 days later, I'm going to try to do these in chronological order. 2 days later, Union Pacific had their first incident of the period. There were actually two at once in western Nebraska along Highway 30. I don't know if they were related, but I'm going to guess they weren't. So just a bad day in Nebraska for Union Pacific. They got a twofer. That's not often that we get a twofer. 3 days after that, Norfolk Southern had their first incident of the period. Also just happened to be caught in a railfan's lens. Also was in Massachusetts. So, NS train in Massachusetts derails. Technically, this was a Pan Am train or a Pan Am Southern train, but Pan Am Southern is the only remnant of Pan Am, I guess. It's one of the stack trains that went through Hoosick. Now, we had a twofer. We have a second one for NS on that very same day in Attica, Ohio. Not to be confused with the Arcade in Attica. 19 cars off the tracks at US 224. The
not
train
good.
was leaking alcohol and corn syrup, apparently, which bummer. The following day, we go back to BNSF. We had two incidents. One derailed south of Belen, and the other one derailed south of Albuquerque. Both of these seem pretty, pretty unexciting. Although one of them, the only photo that we have is like the underside of a hopper sticking up in the air, which is kind of funny. And the one outside of Albuquerque, there doesn't seem to be any visual on the wreck at all. It's just a map that tells you where it happened. So that's up to the 13th. We've made it through a week. The 15th, Union Pacific, a derailment in at the city of Kirby, on the northeast side of the city of Kirby. I don't really know what happened here. It looks pretty sedate of a wreck. Just a bunch of gons that ended up on the ground. Maybe like wide gauge or something. On the 16th, BNSF got another one, this time in northeast Montana. 12 cars near the town of Poplar. The temperature at the time was minus 21 degrees. And the loads in question are grain, so we got some very chilly grain spilled everywhere. On the 17th, we had two. This one, oh wait, sorry, that's actually the same one. That's a duplicate, not a duplicate article, but it is a video of the same one of the previous incident. Train derailed in northeastern Montana. So that leaves the 17th to our single CSX incident of the period, which is CSX absolutely demolishing a flatbed, apparently. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if anyone. I'm going to assume that no one was injured because the flatbed didn't get like caught out. It was just kind of there. And we have no other articles on that or information at all. We had two on the 18th, which was the first one was NS absolutely screwing over the commutes of hundreds and hundreds of people by way of Conrail shared assets. Derailing. Oh, there's a regional on the cam. Or Keystone. Conrail freight train derailment in Union, New Jersey. NJT service was suspended on the Raritan Valley line, and it was like that for a while. That same day, there was a Union Pacific derailment in Caliente, which was a hell of a string line. Holy crap! That's the best photo so far. I'm going to show the audience that one. But, of course, if you're listening to this, you know that, or you may know that you can find all of these links in the Cargoes document, which is in the description of this podcast. You can also find links to basically everything else that we talk about in the show. So yeah, there's the wreck at Caliente. We actually have 3 articles on that. That was the 18th. What comes after that? There's a little bit of a gap, and then we jump up to the 25th. BNSF wrecked a train. Oh, this is an update to the other one in Montana, isn't it? Miles City, Montana. I don't know if this is the same one, actually. This was a coal train, and they crashed so many cars of coal into this river, it just looks like an island made of coal and steel. Which is a really metal way to describe, like, Great Britain in the Victorian era, I guess. An island of coal and steel. Yeah, that's a great book title. Someone should write that. UP train derails in Yuma, Arizona. This was on the 27th of February. Intermodal wreck. Dozen cars. Closed a grain crossing. And, of course, just effed up the Sunset Limited schedule. That's always fun. And then finally, we get into March. There were 2 on the 7th, which was yesterday. One posted by the Instagram account Trains Hitting Things, which is a BNSF train coinciding with a bus. I don't know if the bus was stopped. It looks like the bus was stuck on the crossing, and then it got nailed by this BNSF local. Caught on dash cam. And the other one is a very simple single image of a pretty nice looking CN. I don't know what kind of locomotive that is. It's a diesel. They're all diesels to me. Can someone who knows diesels?
SD60. Maybe an SD70. That's probably an SD70i with the whisper cab.
Thank you, better. It's number 5688, and it just happens to have come off the tracks. This has got the same energy as when the barge bridge was, quote, found to be a fire. It's just, don't panic. It's just not on the rails anymore. So, I'm going to go get ready to load all of those into the cargoes document so that everyone here can take a look at them. Does anyone have a vote? Mine's for the string line. It's the only one that stuck out to me.
I also vote for the string line wreck.
I like the other one where they broke the rail and asked it.
What's the string line one? I can't
The
find
string
it.
line one was the... Oh, shoot, was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. It was the February 18th.
Oh yeah, this looks good as fuck. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, thankfully nobody was injured. I don't like to vote for ones where anyone was injured. This is just really goofy. I think it would be even funnier if that river wasn't just an empty dry riverbed when they binned it.
True. I'm
Also,
going
the coal one looks also good.
Yeah, the coal and steel. The Isle of Coal and Steel. Yeah. That's a cool one.
I'm gonna vote for the Massachusetts one. The train derails in front of me in Wendell, Mass, or whatever, because it's just kind of crazy that he was there for that.
That is kind of cool, yeah.
I think in the comments they said they're like somebody actually like met them like their dad was a firefighter and they saw the guy and he might have been like blocked in on both sides by the train. So
Oh shoot!
yeah.
Oh shoot!
fine.
I might have to change my vote then. I honestly wasn't. I don't know if we have a consensus here. Were there 2 votes for anything? I guess 2 votes for the string line.
2 for the string line and 2 for the NS derailment. Where
All
they
right.
broke the rail. Yeah.
I'll go for the NS derailment so that we have a satisfactory conclusion here and not a tie. Unless Jader, do you want to pick the tie?
No. I'm
Okay.
gonna keep my vote.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna force anyone to vote. Also, oh shoot, this does mean there is one name that I didn't mention during the course of the last 10 minutes of reading out accident reports. CPKC is back to being the card holder. Congratulations,
Nice.
Canadian Pacific, Kansas City. Your last wreck was in January. Actually, that means everyone has now wrecked in 2025. Congrats.
Yeah, that's nice.
Is it though?
No, there's a lot of derailments.
And congratulations, NS, for the best wreck of the period. Try again
Yeah,
next
I like
time.
when he's walking around the wreck and he's just going,
I mean, I don't know what I would do. You can't take your eyes away. It's almost like watching a train wreck.
yeah.
True. I'm trying to find out where it was. Where you filmed this?
It's like right near the Hoosier Tunnel, I think.
Really?
Can't be that far. It's all the single stacks.
What do you filmed it at Wendell Depot, like where the USPS is?
It looked like. I
don't
mean,
know
the
what
video
he's
sort of
up-
made it look like he was in the middle of the woods.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm
so
looking at.
he said in the comments, or someone said in the comments, I think Bender mentioned it, that
Yeah.
he was trapped, like the train blocked off one part of the road and then it blocked the crossing on the other side.
Damn.
It's
Well,
just really cool.
don't ever climb over a train or under a train if you're stuck on one side of it. But if it is just derailed all over the place, it probably isn't going to move for a while. So,
Yeah.
just saying. Just food for thought. At any rate. So, I kind of wanted to kick to everyone while I sorted that out, but I ended up sorting that out and we were still talking about the wrecks. So, I want to share with everyone a little story, and some of you have already heard this story, but I've been doing a project up not too far from me in Rhode Island, um, on a street in Cumberland, which is sort of like the northeastern area of the state. Um, the In one of the early meetings, they said, "Oh, when you do the mill and overlay, when you tear up the road here, be careful because there's an old railroad crossing under there somewhere." And so I went, "Oh, I got to figure out where it is." Ended up doing some digging, found a. I went onto one of those Railroads of Rhode Island's pages, the ones that are in all caps, and brought
That's
up
how
the
you know
open
it's
railway
official.
map and stuff. It's efficient. Um, and I found that the crossing in question, I found where it was, and I found it was a Rhode Island and Massachusetts railroad crossing, so it would have been built in 1877, and it was pulled up before 1975. I found,
Almost 100 years.
yeah, our location there, the bridge that we have to inspect is the Cumberland Mills Bridge, and incidentally, the station, the little depot that was right there, is the Cumberland Mills Depot, which is just adorable. Why can't I open this in... Oh, is this a forward so I can't open the photo? Like, what's going on? I don't have an open in browser button anymore?
The thing, the UI is different now, yeah.
Oh, see, now it's...
If you just...
Oh, man, now it's off to the side?
You can always middle click on the... Like, use the scroll wheel.
Oh,
click
middle
that,
click on
it'll
the...
open
Oh,
it.
I never knew that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the Cumberland Mills Depot. In the background, there's a house with these two dormers, and I think it's the same one, or it is a very similar house with very similar dormers that got built in that spot when this one got removed. But I'm going to assume that it's the same house. It depends when this photo was taken. I have a 20-minute video that I need to watch about this rail line, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I hope that the answer is in there somewhere. So that was my rabbit hole for the week. What have you guys been up to? Don't everyone all at once now. I feel like I say that every time. Bender, you're actually the only person that posted photos. So
That's very fair.
what
Okay.
did you get? Did you buy stuff?
Yes. Tyler and East have been trying to convince me to get an N scale, and the rainwashing finally worked.
Okay.
Mostly because they said the words travel, and I was so for it. And we're gonna create an N scale commune in the hotel when we go to the wedding.
You're gonna put your N scale layout up on the bricks that you steal out of the sidewalk.
Exactly. See, that's how we do it. Yeah. So Tyler is telling me, let's get this. He's giving me recommendations and stuff. First we find this V11 set, the two V1s and the V3, which is like really good. I got that for just under $100, which is $90 off retail.
Wow.
The only problem is shipping is $83, and I'm gonna have to get rid of the boxes to reduce that cost. So that sucks. But the next part is Tyler. He wants. He has these. These are the honkyus, the kind of plum purple stuff, right?
Yep.
And he wants more 211 series, which is a different kind of EMU. And so I'm getting a 211 series, and he's like, why don't you give me that set, and I give you this set, and so it works out.
Make trade.
Very interesting is that these honkyus 9300 specifically are standard gauge, not Cape.
Oh, so they run with the Shinkansens?
No, I don't think so. I'm not too knowledgeable on the Hankyu, but they do exist. It is in Tokyo.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was weird. We were just looking at the station layout. I guess we'll shift into the next picture before I go on to the story. I do cars and automation now sometimes, and this was just like, I looked at an AMC, whatever it was, a Gremlin, and decided I want to try and imitate that. So I made a shitty Gremlin copy and put a Pontiac V8 into it. It
nice.
was great. Yeah.
That's what the Gremlin needs.
exactly. And I named it. Well, not the gremlin, or the javelin. That's the one. I think
I was
the
gonna say
gremlin's
this
very
looked
similar.
longer than a gremlin, but
Yeah, but that's why I named it also after a thrown projectile, which is this is just a Japanese. I looked up weapons of the Japanese feudal era, and I got a yari, which is like it's very similar to a javelin. Um,
oh yeah,
and
you know what?
then
I should know what that is because that was in effing Total War Shogun. Uh,
exactly.
I did play an
Um,
awful lot of that game once upon a time.
and the last thing I have is that East and I almost got scammed.
Oh
You
great.
see,
Oh
Oh
right.
when
boy.
yeah, this incident. So over the past few days, we're looking at deals. He's finding a couple deals on Facebook Marketplace, and we're like, that's good. Some dude from Canada is selling a couple C62s and some coaches, and he comes to me in DMs. He's like, "Hey, you want to go halvesies on it?" And I'm like, "Okay." At first, I operated under the assumption that I'm gonna give him some money and he's gonna buy that and he's gonna pay me back. No, he wanted me to get half the set, which would have been pretty base for $100. Um, and I was all for it. But as we look into it, the guy things aren't starting to line up. They somehow are shipping this from Alberta, but they went to school in Texas and Ohio and work for the Department of Homeland Security, which I don't think you can do in Alberta. And then they
I
send
don't
us a
know if you
bank
can live in
that
Canada and work for the Department of Homeland Security.
exactly.
Uh,
And then they send us a bank not in their name, which they claim as their daughter's, in Kansas City, which just that makes no sense. And we get to looking through it, and we just give up on the whole shebang because as good as it is, that we probably just would have gotten scammed straight up. Um, and the thing with they the weirdest part was before any of that, what really ticked us off was that he wanted to do bank transfers only, either Apple Pay or bank transfers, and it's just not great, especially when Rule 5 of the group that was in was no PayPal friends or bank transfers. Hee 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 ha. So yeah, that sucked. Um, it was looking really good there for a minute, but he and I saved money by not getting scammed. So
yeah,
always be
it's
wary. Look into things before you buy.
yeah. I'm glad you dodged that bullet. I've seen so many I've definitely gone down the rabbit hole of like scam baiting videos in the last couple of years. I find them to be the perfect thing to put on in the background when I'm working and like half pay attention to, um, because it's not like you're gonna miss an important part of the story. It's just people getting mad and like other people making them mad intentionally, which is usually something I'm not for. But when it comes to scammers, that uh,
It's
you know,
hilarious.
all bets are off. Yeah, um, like just don't scam. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, I'm glad you got that. You dodged that bullet because I remember when you were like going through the motions, and every single step it got more suspicious.
Yeah, it just
Uh,
kept getting worse. It's
um,
amazing.
anyway, oh, would you look at that? Northern Isle found a Providence and Worcester. Who is it? Providence and
Ooh,
Worcester auto rack.
that's nice.
Cool. You love to see it.
You know who else has models?
Who else has models? Jader does. Jader,
I do.
is that the Moffat?
That
Yes.
is the Moffat.
That is so hot.
Yes.
That's just like
It,
awesome.
it's definitely out of all the commissions I've done, I think it's my favorite.
Oh, it's packing all right. Look at the
So
toolbox
this
on the front. It just says packing. Did you put that
like
on
one of
there?
this you put it
No,
in front of ES and DT
yeah,
boxcar.
I brought it to the club on Thursday just to give it a shakedown run. I put sound and
Yes.
everything in it, and then I'm running around the staging yard, and my friend says, "Hold on, I have something to show you with this." And he reaches and he goes through his box and he pulls out 4 ES&D boxcars, and I'm like, yes, we need to run it with
Oh,
these,
that's so
no
perfect.
question.
That's so perfect. Um, this is yeah.
And we
So I
had the,
assume it
and
runs
we
good.
had
Is
the
your work done on this?
almost. It runs. It ran basically flawlessly, except for one of the tender trucks was giving me problems where it would occasionally derail. But I
Mhm.
think I know what the problem is. And then I might, because the Denver and Salt Lake was insane,
Oh no.
they had 3D or like embossed cab numbers on all their
Oh
engines.
hell yeah.
Nice.
And if I could figure out how to do that, which I might because I re-downloaded AutoCAD today, if I can figure out how to do that where I just have my Cricut cut them out, then I'll do it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. DNSL. This is so cool, dude. I'm loving the work that you've done on this. Is
Yeah,
is
this
I
that
wanted to.
prototypical
I
having
wanted
a
to,
ladder on the side of the tender? That looks like a recipe for disaster.
yes.
Oh my god. And they have 2 re-railing frogs.
Yes.
I am. Well, fun fact: you can get these on the DLS #1 and #2.
What?
I love. Yeah,
You can.
but yeah, they're on the DLS.
I
But yeah,
need
I
it.
love these because they have the stupid stack device. Oh my geez.
Yes.
Yeah, and it works.
It is goofy as hell.
Is it
Wait, what
like
do you mean it works?
actuated?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, like you don't push a button, but like you can move it, like I don't know,
Oh,
with your
damn.
finger or something.
yeah, it's like hooked up to something.
No, I mean on the I was curious on the model. I know on the locomotive it would be like an air actuated thing.
Yeah,
But we need to new build
That
one of
would be
these things.
that would be cool though.
Well,
I was gonna say,
very
like
interesting.
I feel like if I don't know, like Rapido or something made it, they'd come up with some crazy way to do that with a function button.
yeah. What else have you been working on? I know that you have commissions paused for now, which I assume means that you've got a lot of them.
Yeah, it's not even so much a lot of them. It's that a lot of them are kind of, or the ones I have right now are kind of just stalled while I'm waiting on parts,
Oh yeah.
or like I just like I want to work on my own stuff for a little bit, and then the job search is still going on. And I think I actually finally have some. I think I've finally been making some progress. So hopefully that'll get somewhere.
Nice.
Oh, it's 113. Oh my god.
Yeah, I had an
Wait,
image
what?
to share. I found that. Yeah, I found DSNL 113. Just like looking it up.
Of course you did.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a picture of the prototype. Oh, there's the tender ladder. Okay, there we go. There's a picture of one. I think this is on the Grand actually. Later in life.
Yeah, a lot of the 2660s made it to the Grand.
This is
Yeah.
so. These things are so nuts. And you know what I love about this? The photo with 113 is that you can, one, very clearly see the embossed letters, and two, both of the locomotives have tank cars for aux tenders.
It's so based.
I love it.
I love
I think-
this.
I think my favorite thing about the
Um,
2660s is they still existed as boilers, like in a factory for a while.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They're around to like the 60s, maybe.
Were they in a factory
Wow.
or were they the ones in the hospital? I remember there was a DNRG engine. Might have been DNRG. It might have been Montezuma's twin that was maybe allegedly in as like a hospital boiler for a while. I remember I was on I can't remember what video what video or stream. Oh, I think it was a stream that Mark was doing, and he got a call back about whether or not the boiler or boilers was in this place in the middle of it. I don't really remember any of the details. I just remember the fact that I was there for it, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's happening!" Anyway,
The Montezuma lore runs so deep.
yes. Just wait till we're making a Montezuma trading card.
Oh god. It's gonna need its own binder.
And I also found DNRG number 113, by the way, just putting that out there.
Awesome, thanks. I'm so
I
glad.
love how the
I'm
headlight.
so-
I like the image with the headlight down on the box there.
The,
Yeah,
the
it's a very
headlight down on the
interesting
pilot.
brand modification.
Yeah.
Well, I like how it's down on the pilot, but the the bell is up there on a shelf still.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. They didn't get rid of the headlight shelf. They just put the bell on it.
also, those are some of the worst polling pockets I've ever seen. They're extra death trappy.
Yeah, the pole is just gonna slide out. I bet that looks like.
You know,
Maybe
That's
it's a really
intentional,
big pole. I don't know.
there's so many jokes, so little time. Let's just
So real.
let's just carry on. What else have you been working on, Jader?
Well, the car with the masking tape on it, that's the B&O Combine that I've been working on.
Oh shoot,
It's
the custom one.
it's final. Yeah, the one that is sort of, I'm going to say scratch bashed at this point,
Scratch back.
because like the core of it, like the wood floor, the roof, and the sides came from the kit, but like I modified the side, like I cut the sides so much to get the length sort of right, modified the doors, did all kinds of crap, and then I had to scratch build the center sills because the I was just missing the wood from them. I don't know where it went.
Hmm.
Like I had to scratch build those, and then well, that's really it for scratch building on that thing. But
Wait,
I'm
so
calling it scratch, but
so is the car with the blue paint the same as the two cars? One like the one with the masking tape and the coach. Did you like combine them? Is that what you did?
No,
like
no.
it's two
The
individual
one above is
cars.
just a reference.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay.
Also, it
yeah.
looks
The one above
gorgeous.
is. Thank you,
You did a great job
I
painting
just
that.
thank you. I just sprayed the gloss coat on it a few hours ago, so I might start the decals maybe when we're done with the show.
Nice.
Because do that, then I have the seats for the interior all ready to go. My friend is 3D printing a little coal stove for me, and then it should be ready to go.
I love the little. I
And I
love a
feel
little 3D printed coal stove. That's so great.
oh yeah,
Little details.
the
What's this other coach?
yeah that's the Dover Fort. That's a uh crap. What is it? Oh, I have the 6 double bedroom buffet lounge Pullman that. Well, we have it at Hawking, but it sits at the back of the storage track. It's kind of dead.
Is it sad?
It right now it's kind of sad. Let me find a. There's a found a better picture of it. There it is. No, I can't do that.
Ooh, with a coffin? Ooh, look at that. I just what Bender just posted.
Yeah, it's got the hoodie.
Yes.
May or may not have one of those in the shop soon, TM.
And every single one of these photos that you've posted, every single one of the locomotives has an aux tender tank car. This is just the DSL MO. I had no idea that this is just something they did constantly. That's fantastic.
I love.
I'm
I
so
love
glad
the
we
Denver
have that
Salt
one
Lake.
mod for Railroader where you can do this. So this is the Pullman in question, Dover Fort.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that got painted in the two-tone. Not New York Central. Well, I think it was assigned to the New York Central, but painted in the two-tone gray after World War II, when Pullman kind of dissolved. Or well, I forgot entirely how it worked, but like Pullman wasn't owning the cars. They would lease them out to the they were back in pool service basically. And that, if I understand, the two-tone gray was kind of the scheme for that.
See, it must be this. Are these photos throwing me? Because it looks green to me.
Yeah, it's not the greatest photo. There's if you open that link, I've been kind of thumbing through this for the last hour or so. Go on that link and go to the little homepage. There's so many
I will drop
So
this
many.
in the. I will drop this in the cargoes for everybody.
Yeah,
I'll
I might
label
make it by
Pullman.
termination too. Well, not even just Pullmans. There's
No, I'm
this
labeling
level.
it that so that it's easy to find.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. But I've gone down the rabbit hole of just Pullmans and passenger train modeling on a broader scale for like the last year.
yeah, I love a good rabbit hole. I'll say that.
Yeah, I can't wait to bring a train of Pullman of nothing but Pullmans to the PN because that layout will really that layout will be fun to run them on.
Anytime.
I soon TM.
What's this Jeep? I keep
Uh,
expecting you to talk about the Jeep and like the jar of honey or whatever this is.
um, so
Or peanut butter.
The jar of honey, peanut butter, maybe I don't know, kind of honey mustard looking paint.
Mm.
Um, I was out running errands yesterday. Stopped by one of my go-to train stores, and I had a mission to get some paint, get some orange paint, and try to paint match this Moose Valley engine that I got at a train show maybe 6 years ago at this point. It was a guy's private road. He lived in the area somewhere. Like a few of the older members of my club knew him.
Hmm.
And for the longest time, I couldn't really do paint touch ups on the orange because I couldn't match the color right. Like it was some weird shade of orange that it was like orange and it's like an orangey yellow,
Hmm.
and I just couldn't get it right for years.
And you figured
But
it out.
then I it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. Like once it's weathered a little bit, I think it'll be fine.
I don't know what I just did wrong. My window is all screwed up for the camera now. I don't know what I did wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty close to the right color. So I think next on that, I'm gonna redo the cab number decals because I know they're the originals, but they're a little sloppy. I know they can be better.
There we go.
And then that's it. Like the engine really doesn't need much more work. I already put sound in it,
It runs good.
and it runs really good. Like it's one of those where I can just plunk it on the track and it just works. I don't have to think about it.
Oh, nice.
And then the Jeep, was
89.
also a pickup. I hear something. I hear flame squeals.
It's
There'd
89.
be a train.
Yeah.
Oh, this got the caboose on the end. That's not the normal
Cool.
consist. I'm used to them having oh right, it's friggin' winter time. Never mind. I haven't been there in the winter. I'm realizing I've never been to Strasbourg when it's cold out because I've always gone on the open air car. Anyway, you were saying, Jader.
The Jeep, I jokingly think of it as like I can't stop collecting first gen EMDs at this point. There's just it's that's because like between that between first gen EMGs, Jeeps, F units, E units, switchers, all that stuff. Heavyweight passenger cars and brass steam. Those are like my three special interests.
Well, someday when
Right
you
now.
have MP Dorel, I'll build you a layout. You'll have a home for all these.
I really want to build a layout again. Like I slowly but surely I'm making progress. I'm moving out, and I want to try to find a place that has enough room to at least do something.
Yeah.
And then maybe
Speaking of
someday have
special,
MP to help.
What'd you say, TJ?
I said, speaking of special interests, I have about one special interest when it comes to modeling, and that's main 2-foot.
Yeah.
It's a very special interest.
And I have been plugging away at some 2-foot kits for freight rolling stock. Um, I am like 75% of the way through a couple box cars, a dairy car, and a caboose. I recently bought some paint, so I'm going to try to paint one of them probably this weekend by hand. I am not willing to make the investment into all the airbrush stuff yet because uh, I haven't done any painting period. So I'd like to, get some experience doing it by hand first, and then down the line, if I have a little bit more fluid income, I'll pick up a compressor and all that and do that.
Awesome.
Um, but yeah, it's going pretty good. Apparently, the WWF9 model is going to be back in stock pretty soon here.
Hell yeah.
Um, so so I should be able to have an engine as well.
Are these?
What kind of paint are you using?
So I just picked up some acrylic, some fluid acrylic, from the paint store. Uh, do you mean like what brand or?
Uh,
Oh yeah, I'm using it's called Golden.
okay, I've never heard of golden paint.
Yeah, it's I went to like the Blick store, so it's like an art store, so they have like more like painter brands, but I mean acrylic paint is acrylic paint.
Yeah.
Then I also got their primer as well because the guy who helped me out, he helped me pick some brushes and stuff. He said that for the laser wood, if I just go straight to the uh, box car or the dairy car with the paint, it might warp the wood or something. Like it might absorb into the wood and warp it or something like that.
Hmm.
So I got some primer for that. So I'm gonna prime the wood box car, and then the resin ones, I'm just gonna wash those and get all the plastic stuff off, and then just because they're already primer gray anyway, so I'll just paint them
Awesome.
with the oxide red right away.
Are these
Looking
kits?
forward to see it.
Are these ON30, HON30? I can't remember what the
Yeah,
size.
they're HON30, so they run on N scale track, but they're HO scale.
Okay. I was just trying to get an idea of the size of these
Yeah,
things.
they are tiny. The box cars are smaller than my phone. Like you could fit like if you laid them down on their side, you could fit two box cars, one on top of the other, probably like the width of my phone, I would say.
Hmm.
Oh,
Like it's like really small. Actually, let me see if I have pictures. Sorry, if someone else wants to start, I'll send the pictures and you just pull them up. But
Well, I'm curious. Playmate, do you do anything with models?
Uh, yes, I did once with my dad, but then it went nowhere. But it went nowhere.
Damn, that's a shame. This.
hmm.
Was cool. It was very cool because I had big plans. Because I had big plans, very big, but it didn't work out in the end.
It can be a pretty big commitment to put a layout together. I had like a little, like a sort of sheet of plywood layout when I was a kid down the basement, and honestly, I think if I didn't have the Providence Northern as a local club, I wouldn't be involved with model rarity basically at all. So I feel you. I actually got a call earlier today from a kid who is nearby, uh, and they were interested in joining our model railroad club. And I always relish these calls because it's my phone number that's on the Providence Northern page when you go and look up, our phone number. So I get a whole bunch of calls, and of course, most of the unnamed calls that I get during the day are scam calls, spam calls. Would you like to sell your property, sir? And so when I answer the phone and say hi, Providence Northern, and someone's like, "Ah, yeah, I've been trying to get in touch with you," I'm like, "Yes, yes, it's worth picking up the phone." Um,
Yeah.
So, hopefully we'll have this person come down in a couple of weeks and look around the club and fill out an application, and we'll have another junior member, which would be fantastic.
That I love to see it.
Yeah. And maybe they'll buy some trading cards. I have one of the PN members said to me the other day, "Oh, next time you're at the club, let me know because I want to buy more cards." And I'm like, "Yes, that's fantastic." Oh shoot, I really need to make more cards. And there's I assume this is for the most part public knowledge. A while ago, Heis put up a thing. I think it might have only been for like paid people, which was like submit a locomotive and we're going to do a March Madness kind of bracket thing. That is on its way to coming to fruition. I'm assisting with that, and that's sort of what's been keeping me away from doing loco games and trading cards in the Horsemen. Um, because I know that that's going to need all hands on deck when it really gets going, and I'm afraid to start any other projects. So we know what our next local games are going to be, at least in sort of scope, and I know I need to be making batch 5 of the trading cards because we're going to run out of batch 3 pretty soon, and batch 4 is not long for this world either. So buy them now while you can. And after that, we're going to be like out, and I've never been out before. So we need to make more cards. Meanwhile, I've been chipping away at Tolbrand every week or so. I like to. We have our unofficial sponsor, Yacht Club Soda. I always crack open a cold one for for the beginning of the episode. Gloria picks me out a flavor. I grab an assortment when I go. TJ, these look great.
Yeah, the if you look at the gray one, that's the resin kit. As you can see, I tried to put some ladder bars on, and they're to varying degrees of success. And that one is my first kit that I ever built. So this is kind of like my test dummy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wooden one on the left is the Turner Dairying boxcar. So that's a laser wood kit. So that's the one I'm going to have to prime. And that one's further along now than it was in this image. So I've got the roof walk supports on there. I've got the bumper bars and the queen posts, and it's basically ready. I have to paint the roof next and prime the body, and then paint the body, and then I'll add all the hardware, stuff like that, and then add the decals, and then the trucks. I have like 2 or 3 sets of trucks, no wheels, so I'll have to figure out what wheels to buy, and then we'll go from there. Because I have like 4 or 5 more pieces of rolling stock at least that I have to put together. I have 2 gondolas, I have a tank car, and another boxcar. So I basically got like a full train's worth of stuff.
You'll have enough to do like a time saver switching layout or something, or like angle.
Yeah, exactly. And that's basically if I do want to have a layout in my tiny apartment, it's basically going to be that. It's going to be like a switching layout on a little piece of wood that can be put away or taken apart.
Pack it up and take it with you.
Yeah, I'm thinking I kind of have an idea of like a modular sort of thing where it's like two halves and they separate and you can like store them in like a little box or something. Cool. So that when I'm not using it, it's not in the way because, like I said, space is a luxury in my apartment, so I don't want to be blocking half my TV all the time with a train layout.
For whatever reason, my Steam just reset and it brought up every single person that is on my friends list that's in a game currently. Just on the side of my screen all at once. Including Jader.
Bum.
Bro just got...
Jader's been playing Railroader for 5 hours.
That's so real, though.
I'm fully addicted to Railroader at this point. I'm in like the mid game, I guess, at this point.
I I need. Well, what do you mean by the mid game? Elaborate.
Uh,
Railroader.
I almost have the Alarka branch open. I have one more set of cars to deliver, and then I think that's where the chaos really begins.
Do you
'Cause
have
that'll get its own
Do you have
that'll
Not to
get its own
Halo or
dedicated thing. Not yet.
okay? Do you have Silva?
Yes,
Okay, all right, yeah. So
but everything in Silva's at tier 1.
I cannot resist putting a contract up if it's available. Like I have too many things that are on higher tiers that I can probably deal with my 3 engines, but uh or 4 engines or whatever I have. Yeah. Uh yeah, 4 engines. But like I see that I can make the line go up and I'm like, "Yes, increase the contract. Why not? Go ahead." But I also don't have Silva. So that's one less thing to worry about. Uh, I am
Yeah.
also about to unlock the Alarka branch. I have one more set of cars to deliver, but I need this mythological like alleged engine market mod that someone is working on somewhere. I need it. I need it like injected straight into my game so that I can just go back to the beginning and restart everything and play
Is
with
it
that.
like is it similar to the idea that you had
It's remarkably similar to the idea that I had, according to what I've heard and seen.
well,
Uh,
I mean, I guess it's good that other people think like that.
yeah, I mean, I will assume that it is a like convergent evolution. You know, that more than one person had this idea, and I'm not the only
Yeah.
person who had this idea. However, I didn't see anything about it until after I put out my like 5-page treatise on why we need an engine market mod.
Oh wait, did you like put that out like on the Steam community page? Or
No, I
something like
just put
that?
it on our server, but I know that, you know, someone could have shared the link somewhere else. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know who sees it. So there's always a chance, or maybe someone took that idea and talked to some other people and whatever. Do, I don't think that I deserve credit for this necessarily, but I would be certainly pleased to learn that I am somewhat responsible in any degree.
Yeah, I was just asking like if it's because I remember how you told it to me. If there was something that was like that, that'd be very cool. I didn't mean it in a more so like they stole your idea.
No. I didn't think so. I it is remarkably similar from what I understand. It's just like a list of things that you can buy that refreshes constantly, and the thing that the other thing is like when you get stuff, it's like half broken.
Well,
Um, so you have to fix it right then, or decide to just deal with it broken. Um,
No low balls. I know what I got.
yeah, no, I really want, I want to play with it so bad. I want to play with it so bad, and it doesn't help that I have this like unofficial Iron Horseman mod pack that I've been working on. Um, if anybody else is addicted to Railroader, and you're intrigued as to what I'm messing with, then let me know, Jader. If you want to see it, you can let me know. Um,
Yeah.
and Bender, you've also got like your formula for price, which I think is really cool, but just it should be turned into a mod.
I wish one day.
Pricing for the stuff is just kind of goofy in game. I understand that it's kind of realistic, but it's weird to me that when you have the tender swaps, all of the tender swaps are the same price. Like it doesn't matter what size your tender is; it's the same price. I have heard that that is actually realistic to locomotive buying once upon a time. So I don't know. Um, at any rate, is there anything else that we want to touch on before we move on to discussion topics? Playmate, is there anything that you wanted to share with what you do with trains? How where your interests lie?
Well, I've been working on since 2009 because 2019 doesn't work on this PC.
Oh,
So I've been working on 2009. I've been working with the AI, doing some stuff. But other than that, nothing really.
that's working in 2009 is impressive. I'm like I know you said 2019 doesn't work on your machine, which is a bummer. But the fact that you have a functional copy of Trains 2009 is more impressive to me than anything.
It works ish. It crashes every 30 minutes.
Oh man,
Hmm.
you got to set your
Sounds
alarm
like
and
AutoCAD.
save often.
I save constantly. I have like already 4 checkpoints. I call them checkpoints.
Or just like backups.
Yeah.
What is your route about? What are you building?
Not route, just working on the Niederturban route, which is the biggest one. I'm just working on making the route as much alive as I can. I
Oh,
already
okay.
have like 5 trains. Now I'm working on the on the schedule because I want the commuter train to pass under the bridge over the while the other train is going over. So I need to calculate everything about that.
Oh, that's cool.
Sounds
I did it once, then my game crashed and lost everything.
Oh,
Hmm.
That sounds like trains, baby.
yeah.
Yeah, these things.
You've got to make saves in game, and this is my recommendation to everyone: make saves in game, and also like CDP backups, in case you have to reinstall the game because like for whatever reason trains. I swear to God, the game has like a half life. Like you install it and it starts a counter to when it's not going to work anymore.
It also like I've never had a game forget its directory so easily.
Oh my God, yeah,
Mhm.
and it does that, and then it's like, oh yeah, you're just screwed. You know, just
Yeah,
enjoy being
because
screwed.
if you point it back to the directory where it is, it just wipes it and rebuilds it like from scratch. So you just lose all the stuff.
It can, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Always make
tough.
CDP backups. Very frustrating. I love trains.
Um,
I probably have
yeah,
more hours in trains than any other like piece of software aside from like web browsers.
maybe like a lot of CDPs. Wow, most of them are PAR. PRR. I like the PRR.
Oh hell yeah, a man after my own heart. Uh, anyway,
Just, I just like the color schedule. Like,
the like the maroon. I don't know why it's escaping me.
yes,
Tuscan red. Uh,
yes, it's beautiful.
I too very much enjoy. I like PRR paint a lot. There was something that got posted. Oh, Bender, it was the coach that you were looking at, wasn't it?
Oh,
No, it wasn't. It wasn't you.
what
No,
was
it
it?
must have been Dean. Dean was looking at a through coach that was PRR. Um, and he sent a photo of it somewhere, and it was just so gorgeous. Um, anyway, anything with gold stripes.
Oh
Zip.
my god, the Pennsylvania Class S1. I love this train. I forgot it was Pennsylvania.
It's beautiful. They painted up for
Beautiful.
American Railroads for the World's Fair. Um, and speaking of American Railroads, let's just roll right on into discussion topics. How about Central American Railroads? So actually, there's something that I should mention, which is something that I learned recently about Mexican politics. Before I talk about the actual project. So, uh, El Tren Maya has been like a huge political thing, right? And something that happens a lot in Mexican politics, and I suppose it happens a lot in U.S. politics as well, uh, is you get you get a new order in, and they cut the budgets on the previous government's projects because spite, basically. Um,
Yeah.
so the Maya train has been subject to some of this budget cuts, uh, like a 70% cut in terms of
Ouch.
yeah, in terms of how much they're supposed to be spending on this. I don't know if this is construction budget or operating budget. I am assuming construction budget because this thing, as I understand, is very much still under construction. And the incoming president, Sheinbaum, previously said that, yeah, no, we're gonna keep finishing this. Don't worry. But it's it being a pet project of the previous president, much more than the current president. They clearly care a lot less about getting it done. There is another project. There was also, impact the cuts on existing plans, including the previously announced goal of devoting 35 billion pesos, which is $1.7 billion, to upgrade the Maya train infrastructure for freight operations. So it strikes me that this is not done yet, and they want to upgrade it so that it can handle freight as well, which seems like a recipe for all sorts of disaster, considering the issues that have been circulating around all of the Mexican rail projects in terms of how they've been pulling in secondhand equipment and stuff that's much too light to be safely operating on the rails with a full-size freight train. It's also interesting that a lot of these are being reported, like this is a Trains Magazine article. A lot of these numbers are being reported like via the French press. Yeah, as reported by the Ministry. Oh, sorry, no, I misread that.
You're reporting it via a coffee maker? What?
Yeah, no, I just thought these were coming like roundabout, but no, I misread that. I take back what I said. Increase. Yeah, so what is operable of the Maya train is not performing as they had hoped. They're doing like an advertising campaign that started in December, but they're getting about 1,600 passengers daily. They were anticipating like 8,000. So that's not going great.
So the big under.
Yeah, big under. If you bet the under, you're really rolling in it right now. But there are two other rail lines that are getting worked on in Mexico. Like there's a lot of Mexican rail news, and most of it seems relatively positive despite the budget cut on El Tren Maya.
Yeah, I think just generally, I think President Sheinbaum is investing a lot in Mexican infrastructure, which is cool.
Yeah, and maybe El Tren Maya is just the cuts are, well, maybe a consequence of the way that it's been running, but also a consequence of the fact that it's the previous guy's pet project. Even if Scheinbaum likes trains, they don't like the previous person's trains specifically. I don't know, but there's a little map here that shows these two lines, which would be dedicated passenger-only lines with one or two tracks. In a press conference back in January, they said it would require land acquisition in some cases, and we will have to talk to the concessionaires only to agree that there is no effect on the freight train. So, I think the goal is then to build out separate passenger infrastructure alongside existing freight corridors. That's sort of what I'm getting out of this. I don't entirely understand. But also, the government of Belize has been petitioning Mexico to extend El Tren Maya into their country. Which would actually be relatively short. The first phase that they're asking for would be about 4 miles, so about one Strasbourg over the border into Belize. And then the second, if I'm reading this right, the second, in addition through Belize into Guatemala to reach Tikal National Park, which would have actual Mayan ruins. You could take El Tren Maya to the Mayan ruins. That'd be about 120 miles. So they're asking for a very small addition and also a very large addition. Oh, and this does tie into the plan to maybe run freight over these tracks too. So I don't know. That's interesting. It's kind of fun to see the trickle of news coming out of Mexico with regard to what they're doing with their passenger rail. It is pleasantly surprising to see them on the ball like this. I don't know what anybody else thinks about it, but
It's nice to know that they're doing good, I guess.
Yeah.
At least it's working.
yeah, at least they're still investing in it. You know, even though there's been a changeover in the federal government, they're not shying away from rail projects. Similarly, Massachusetts has not been shying away from its rail projects.
Correct. So, because I'm on the podcast, we got to talk about it. The MBTA.
Hey, when you're not, I do.
Yeah, so, well, that's good. The South Coast Rail, the extension into Fall River and New Bedford, is going to be opening in like 2 weeks.
Can you believe it?
I know it. I've seen a video from like a local news station where the guy was like, "I'll believe it when I see a train going by." But like they've been telling them for years that they need train service there, and finally, it's there. It's not the beggars can't be choosers. It's not the most ideal route, but it's there. The schedule got released.
It is and train.
It is and train that takes arguably longer than driving to Boston.
Oh, it definitely takes longer than driving, but at least you won't get stuck in traffic.
Yeah. So the schedule got released this week, and I guess that's kind of like the biggest news, other than the fact that they're going to be running it, just generally. And the craziest thing is that the Fall River branch is actually going to be a shuttle train.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, let me pull up the schedule.
Is a shuttle train good or bad in this context?
It sounds annoying.
It's annoying. Yeah, I think that's basically it. It's annoying. Here we go. Fall River, New Bedford line, upcoming Fall River schedule.
We gotta go experience this. The fact that it's gonna be free on weekends makes me want to go and ride just for the hell of it.
Yeah, so what you do is you take the train from Fall River Depot to East Taunton, and then you hop onto the New Bedford train that is waiting for you there, and you
Then go to Boston.
You wait there for the New Bedford train, which will pick you up and then bring you to Boston. Yeah.
Is it a single
So-
platform? And
I do not know.
So you can't go direct to Boston on a 1C ride.
From Fall River, no. You could do that from. Oh, actually, no. It
Oh
looks
wait!
like
It's got 2 branches. I didn't know that.
yeah. So there's the New Bedford branch and the. Oh, actually, okay. So it looks kind of like they're alternating.
that
So,
is interesting, kind of clever.
Here. Let me send in the Terminus podcast. I'm sending a copy of the schedule.
Okay, yeah, let me take a look at this. I'm really curious as to how this is.
Because if you look, so inbound Boston train leaves at 6:22 from New Bedford, and then it gets to East Taunton at 6:46, and then you transfer onto the Fall River train that left at 6:35, and then you get to Boston at 8:09.
Okay, you've got these purple arrows that point you from one train to the other. Okay, that's honestly that's kind of a clever way to do it and not overload the line between.
Well, so the reason why they're doing this is because the old colony is single track, and they were already pushing the capacity. They already pushed the capacity of that line with all the branches that use it already.
Yeah.
So adding more train traffic is like they've had to take away a couple trains, I think, from like the Kingston line and stuff to fit the South Coast Rail stuff in.
They don't even run to the Plymouth station anymore.
Yeah, they don't run
Uh,
to the Plymouth station anymore. And like so um unless they double track the old colony or they do phase 2 of South Coast Rail, then it's going to be a little bit rough like
which I'm
this.
sure will get done any decade now.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, definitely before we die.
yeah, ideally. Uh,
Um, but yeah, in some more regional news, Palmer, Massachusetts has selected the station site for their regional rail station,
okay, we,
which
we
is
got to talk about this, but I do have to digress for a second because I am annoyed about one thing,
yeah.
which is that in the schedule, the the depots, the stations for Fall River and New Bedford are not what I was promised.
I know there's
Uh,
no Battleship Cove anymore.
yeah,
What?
the terminating stations were going to be called Battleship Cove and Whale's Tooth, which were so cool, and I was really
That's
excited
such a.
about that. And apparently not. Apparently we're not getting that. Sucks to be us.
Oh.
Um,
I
Well,
will say the other highlight from the schedule before we move on is that you can take bikes on every one.
oh yeah, that is pretty
yeah.
nice.
You can take your
Can you
bike
take the train to Battleship Cove though?
Basically,
well
yes.
from Boston to or from Boston or East Taunton. Yeah.
Uh, you could,
Okay.
the station is still going to be. Where is the station? I got to figure out where the station is. I'm just realizing this. I don't know where they're putting it.
I think it's where that like railroad museum was, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Hold on. I mean, that's just like a freight yard now. Hang on, because there's a siding down there. I'm looking to see if anything jumps out at me as like, oh, here's where it is. Um,
Oh, it's right on the water. It's like across from Bicentennial. It's across the highway from Bicentennial Park. So
Looking for it.
if you see 195 and you go up that Route 79, it's like right. There's like a giant parking lot that looks brand new.
Oh, okay. I'm looking for it. I'm sure I'll find it at some point. Oh wait, yep, there it is. Got it. Okay, I mean that's a little bit of a walk to Battleship Cove, but it's not too bad. It's all the way along the coast. Um,
And you know what? It's not in the downtown of Fall River.
yeah, I mean it's walking distance to the downtown. It's easier to get from there to downtown than it is to get from like the Portland main station to downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
All
I
things
want.
considered, it's not that bad.
I want to come visit and take the train places.
you should. Uh, speaking of
Now they
which,
just have to extend to Newport.
yes, please. Speaking of which, yeah, Palmer's pick for the station.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Speaking of not great,
I'm-
not great, but what they had to do.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for Palmer on my map right now. Also, I should be showing the audience what I'm doing. Palmer Station is going to be down here in this empty space between all these warehouses,
Hmm.
across the way from Seven Railroads Brewing Company. So, what do you have to? What are your main points about this, TJ?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just excited to see Compass Rail like slowly moving. Um, I'm a huge proponent of having east-west rail on both the southern tier and the northern tier. So anything that kind of gets us closer to that is cool for me. I do wish it was, at the steaming tender and you could get on the train after a nice meal, but I understand kind of why they had to do this. Like, you need so much space to build anything now. So
Yeah, it is.
um,
It is about a mile from like downtown. Downtown. It's less than a mile from the steaming tender. It's less than a mile between the main intersection in the middle of Palmer. And there is a bus route that connects the two. Believe it or not, I would expect that they will add a stop here when the train station is built.
yeah, maybe it would be cool if they had like a fairly frequent like shuttle,
Yeah,
like downtown shuttle, but
called it the steaming shuttle.
yeah, I mean, you know what they should do is they should get like one of those mini metro things and run a shuttle train to the steaming tender.
Oh, this sounds exactly like a way to jump into the rail bus article that that Playmate has. Even though we're not exactly done with Massachusetts stuff. Can you tell us about this rail bus thing? I'm gonna show the audience this because this is really goofy looking.
Well, very, very not complicated, but it's more of a. So there's Airbus has got a transport project in the United Arab Emirates. Uh,
Oops.
Special operation of the new
I
system.
just deleted it. Yeah, this seems like I thought this was
Really?
not a joke, but I thought it was a road vehicle at first. But this is just like a test. This is like TJ. It's like
Yeah,
the
this
Type
is,
10 you get to visit.
yeah. This is a test, I think, because it's never been tried before. But apparently, there's a lot. This Airbus is a lot of stuff already. Like if you go on the site, you can see rail bus, airport, truck station, everything. They already have everything figured out.
I have to. I'm looking at these photos. I want to see if any of them are like really bad AI renders. Some of
Oh,
them are
some
definitely
of the
goofy.
So
yeah,
are
some of them
they?
are. But if you look at if you go to the railbus.com vehicles and go to railbus and go scroll to the bottom, you can see how bad it
Why do
is.
they have? Wait, so they run on they do run on tracks,
that's the
Yeah,
idea. They
but
run
the
on.
Are
tracks
those
solar freaking
I was
railways?
about to say that. Damn it! You beat me to it. They're
Yeah.
gonna put solar panels in between the rails.
What?
solar freaking railways?
What? I guess if that's, I mean, you can keep the gauge pretty easily if you have a giant solar panel there, but also
Just
like
don't step on it.
there's no flange.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna assume that's a
I'm
product of
assuming
the
that's a
render
render.
because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't understand how they expect. I'm waiting to see a derailment that costs an absurd amount because they just wrecked a bunch of solar panels with their little pod train. There's also a short version and there's a rail pod and a rail bus. These are
Yeah, this is
Uh,
like, what if we, oh, I don't know. This like it's a gadget bond, but like if you, I could see this working if like without the solar powered crap. I don't like that.
this.
But
I mean,
like just the car itself, like if you needed an excuse to build, like if you wanted to build a light rail line, but you wanted to run it as a BRT
or like it's like a
for,
people mover. It's like a people mover.
yeah,
Uh,
like if you didn't want to invest in like a whole like rolling stock fleet, you could just get a rail pod or a rail bus and like I don't know. I
it's
mean,
just a
yeah,
fancy
there's
light rail vehicle. I don't know.
yeah.
yeah,
I don't.
railpod is very strange because it's just a thing for families apparently.
It's so goofy. It's like what if we made a train but we took out like the train parts?
Wait, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. So to provide privacy and efficiency for families or groups traveling together. It eliminates unnecessary stops
My
by
God,
traveling nonstop directly to the final destination, significantly reducing travel time. So it's like an Uber, but on. Well, so wait, what?
it's
Why would anybody do this?
this is not this is
Let
this
me
is
take an
really
Uber that's
funny.
more inconvenient because I have to go from train station to train station.
I mean,
it's
you know what?
just
If they get, I mean, it's just light rail. That's all it
Yeah,
is. It's just
yeah,
the putting the solar panels in between the gauge is the innovative thing here. And yeah, sure, do that. Do that everywhere. Why not? I don't
yeah.
care.
See how that
Uh,
works. Yeah.
it's not a train, it's a pod.
I just like the amount of crap that comes off the bottom of a train.
shh, don't worry about it. Uh,
Like, are they gonna have a mop on like every train, like a track cleaning
yeah,
car?
it's gonna
Like
they're gonna have track
Yeah.
cleaning
off the
cars.
solar panels.
This is yeah. Well, you know what? And of course it's out of the UAE.
Yeah, they're gonna
Um,
put this in the line.
oh God, you're
uh,
right. In the giant like line city.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God, I was
the rail bus is seen as vehicle to transport messages and to metro and tram station. The LTS intends to prepare a feasibility study within 2 or 3 years to proceed with a pilot project. So yeah,
Great.
it's gonna be a long time.
I'm listen. I'm sure they're just they're definitely not just going to take all the money from the investors and leave.
Yeah, this sounds like a real project that'll happen.
This reminds me though of for whatever reason, this reminds me of pop-up metros. And they're planning to throw down a pop-up metro in Philadelphia, along the riverfront.
Ooh.
Which, yeah, that's kind of interesting. I would love to go check that out. I don't know what the schedule is for this thing, like when they want to do it, but using the tracks of the Philadelphia Beltline Railroad, which would be, looks like, oh, the actual route would probably be a mile or two, so not much. The Beltline Railroad has about 7 miles of track and another 10 miles of track it writes. The Delaware River Waterfront Corp posted an online survey about what activities one would use while using such a service, and how you would reach it, and how often you visit the waterfront. So yeah, there's no planning or price tag yet, but if this like goes into, if this gets any further along, I would love to take a weekend trip to Philadelphia to ride the pop-up metro. That sounds like fun.
Wait, so there's a track in the median of Columbus Boulevard?
Is that where it is? Right on the waterfront there?
Yeah, well, this isn't what it would run on, but apparently there was a trolley there.
Yes, yeah. There was
Penn's Landing trolley.
Penn's Landing trolley, which is now the Electric City Trolley Museum in Scranton.
Huh.
I learned about that when I was doing research for Saturdays at Steamtown.
The biggest feature of the line was a lack of riders, according to this project.
Damn.
Got
Got 'em.
So I guess they're just going to shift it a little bit and put it on freight track instead of... It'd be cool if they did it on the old trolley line. But...
That would be kind of neat. I mean, I think running down the center of Columbus Boulevard, that's
that is the belt
yeah,
line?
that's
Oh.
I believe that is the belt line. As far as I can tell, because that's what connects to, that connects to all of the freight spurs, of which there are a lot, and I don't see a freight car at any of them in Google Earth. Kind of a bummer. I can also see the SS United States here on Google Earth. Moment of silence.
R.I.P.
F.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Google says they still open at 9 a.m. on Monday.
Ooh.
So,
yeah, along existing tracks on Columbus Boulevard. So apparently this person just didn't.
now that'd be fun. That you get to ride along Columbus Boulevard. Also, I've had the rail pod thing in front of the audience for a while now. My bad. Sorry to subject everyone to that.
Tesla-fied light rail
Get in
vehicle.
the pot. Get in the pod.
Get in the pod.
It's not a train, it's a pod.
We're taking the pod to church.
I'd like shoot, what is that movie, animated movie? Robots, where like the transit is you get in a ball and get launched across town.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, there's the pod. Anyway,
Just picturing one of those big, like the inflatable soccer balls that you can get inside.
Yeah, the
and run
hamster
around.
balls. Yeah.
Yeah, those. I want to do that.
the
It's
Zorb.
so fun.
Yes, we should.
It become perfectly spherical and frictionless.
Horseman. No, instead of the Dutch 500 or the Dutch Open, we all get in like the inflatable things and play soccer.
Yes.
Just like
Rocket
running
League.
into everyone at top speed. Anyway, anything else going on in Massachusetts? We didn't finish all the Massachusetts.
Yeah, they excuse me, sorry.
Morning, TJ.
The Massachusetts, the MBTA, they're going to be, so the 250th anniversary of the revolutionary, of Massachusetts, I guess. I don't know. They're doing something that's been 250 years. And the MBTA is painting a few coaches, a couple of their old Comet cars up in special livery. Um, and they're gonna have extended service on the Fitchburg line, going to places like Concord and Lincoln, all
Oh
the
shoot!
historic
Hell
sites.
yeah!
Um,
They should
of
keep
course, it's
doing
on.
that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's Easter weekend, which kind of blows. Um, but yeah, so it says all the buses are accessible. Um, Apparently, there's bus routes in a lot of these towns too, which is cool.
Convenient.
Um, but yeah, additional trains will be added to the regular Fitchburg line. Um, yeah, very cool.
They're sending in more
Um,
trains.
yeah, they're. I mean, I want to see these 1775 coaches. On
They're right,
bus.
because they're painting. They're doing like a Centennial scheme coach sort of thing.
Yeah, here I'll send the picture.
Please do. Oh, this this looks intense. Actually, this doesn't look. I feel like you could do better than this, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean the veteran. I mean you've seen the veterans coach, so
I don't know how to feel about it.
I I mean,
it's fine.
I can't wait to see it in person. It's just gonna be so just so big. Uh,
I don't know if we'll be able. I mean, I don't know when we're gonna see it.
no, that's true. Maybe when. Also, I can't help but I. Why does the design go outside the border of the coach? Wait a minute. What's going on with this design?
I think
Is
that's
that where the
white.
white?
I think it's white.
I don't.
What?
As you can see, the number 2 end or the number 1 end has the ladder there, so I think that's just gonna be painted white.
This is. All right. All right. I'm really looking forward to seeing when these come out of the shop because despite looking at this, I now have no idea what they're going to look like.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny.
It's going to be like that restoration of the Jesus portrait.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gloria didn't know about that. I had to introduce them to it. The bad restoration. I feel like that was all over the internet a couple years ago. When was that? I'll look that up. Jader.
2016.
Oh God, that and Harambe in the same year.
No, it was before or after.
It was. I don't actually know. Hold on.
I have
They
no
called
clue.
it Potato Jesus. It was 2012. Yeah.
when the
2012.
world-
Oh my
That's
God.
probably
It was 13 years ago. Oh, no wonder nobody knows about it anymore. That's like 1,000 years in internet years. Bender, I haven't heard much from you. Can you tell us about these 10-wheelers?
Yes. Sorry, I've been low-key focusing and trying not to get too angry because people have been bothering me today.
I'm sorry. I will.
It happens. It's family.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't think it was me, but I can just go bother you to make sure that it was me, and then I'll apologize.
Oh, don't worry, I'll be there in a few months.
Hell yeah.
So, it isn't explicitly about two 10-wheelers, but it is under the general topic of revival, I would say. Both of these have been or are being revived.
Okay.
Specifically,
I thought you said they both
these
had
two
10-wheelers. Oh, I
being-
know what you mean now. Okay. All right.
Yes.
You're a son of a gun. Carry on.
So, recently, an Idaho short line reopened a route. This was the Washington, Idaho, and Montana.
Of course, I
This
pulled up the wrong
is
article first.
formerly, a short line started in 1906, completed in 1909, and bought by the Milwaukee in 1962. It's been out of service for some time, mostly because it has exactly one customer at the extreme end of the route. And they haven't really been doing much, but I take full credit for this idea because I sent them a PowerPoint presentation on what I proposed for this when I was like 16. So that was a long time ago.
Was it?
But they
But it
have-
was more recent than the painting restoration.
Yes. My goodness. But these guys have officially reopened it. They've reopened 21 miles of the original route with a really MRail looking Jeep 9. Pretty
It's
base.
really blue.
Yeah. I think I actually saw one like that in Kalispell, unbelievably. But yeah, they've finally reopened it.
I love this photo. I love this photo halfway down the page of the first WI&M train heads towards.
Potlatch, yeah.
Oh
It's
my
crazy.
god! Just just the Jeep and one hopper car.
I have no idea exactly what they'll be doing aside from serving the one mill on the line, which is of course Bennett. Ostensibly something. There is the only power I know of in the region that they could acquire is anything down in Lewiston, or there's a Jeep 30 in Belmont that's been there for like 3 years. But it's cool to see them actually doing something with this. So it has potential. I think. I think it's like the most beautiful place in the world. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk.
I mean, it
quote.
looks pretty.
That does look really beautiful.
I'd like to visit.
The line I think is pretty picturesque. So it could go somewhere, but I like it. It's nice that they've actually done something with it. This company, as I know, it's been in existence for a couple years, I do believe, and they only just like really got it done. But the reason why I mentioned 10-wheelers is because, notably, outside Potlatch is the only surviving locomotive aside from 24 that was on this railroad.
Which
So,
was
always-
previously part of your Locodome roster.
Yeah. Also, coincidentally, owned by the Milwaukee for like a month, maybe.
Milwaukee.
But yeah, there's always the slightest chance they could do the funny, although it's probably like very slim.
You're saying they should restore it and run it on the main line?
Yes, they should. It's right there.
They replaced 10,000 new ties and redecked 9 bridges.
Yeah. I sent the drone out and have a bag full of spikes. That's what I'll say. And it may or may not have come from this right of way, perhaps.
You're the reason why they had to replace all those spikes.
Yeah, they were all loose. They were so loose. I was walking along the right of way and grabbing them. I wasn't kicking them out or anything. They were just coming out.
just rolling a minecart along and just filling it with spikes as you go.
Yeah, although where I took them from should be beyond where they service, so probably not that important.
Keyword should.
They're hoping to attract maybe transload services, apparently. They also said they were open to doing car storage, which that's not really what I would call railroad business. Like, that's not a customer,
something.
but it's something. I mean, it gets you money.
It previously had car storage with its previous operator, and the STMA was also just like the car storage road, unfortunately, but that's just how it is. If they can make money, I'm happy for them. On to the next topic, which is 1385. That's right.
This is an
they're
actual
doing the thing.
10-wheeler that's being restored.
Yes. Or they're trying very, very, very hard to get it restored, which is good.
So where
here-
where is this? Oh, it's at Mid-Continent.
It's in the Mid-Continent, yeah, that place. So they're trying to raise money to move it from the shop, which, is admirable. Not sure why they don't already have the money, but, that's how organizations are, especially with this stuff.
No money.
No money.
As of like 2 weeks ago, they're up to about 20 grand.
That's pretty good.
I do have this art. I realize I have a Facebook post from them that was just filed away under Mid-Continent as the header. Please support the Bring the 1385 Home Fund. They're aiming to have 80 grand, which is latest estimate including all required work. I can't imagine that's so I think that's just to get it back. So good luck to them. What was this locomotive originally? Who did this belong to?
CNNW. This
Oh, okay.
was run by the CNNW. during its twilight years, really. There was a notable thing I saw about this hulling SD50s, and like the SD50 was in gear and backwards, so it's not great.
Oh,
We love the 50 series. Something like
Mhm.
that might just be conjecture, but this is one of those X excursion stars run by a class 1. And of all things they could have picked, they chose this.
I
Notably, this
love it.
is one of at least 2 CNW 10 wheelers in existence.
what's
Uh,
the other one?
the I'd have to go look it up.
It's at Steam Rail. It's at SRI.
Is it?
Actually, yeah, it's 175.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the other R1 because they're both R1s. 175 is just the other R1. Um,
Huh? What do you know?
that one
The
it's
other
notably
one.
and
Boo.
it is notably not on its frame at the moment. Yeah. They're looking to raise money for the move because there's a low bridge, and so they can't just roll it. Unfortunately, but,
Damn.
it happens.
They can't just roll it.
Yeah.
Wait, how low
can't
is this
just-
low bridge?
Apparently, low enough.
All right.
Hmm.
Well, I wish them luck. On that low bridge problem of theirs. No, but this
Yeah,
is
the
really
move is
cool.
expected-
It's nice to see an
$80,000.
organization that really seems to have its head on its shoulders, trying to get a locomotive.
Yeah,
There are some railroads out there that just sort of acquire engines, seemingly without any thought as to what happens after that, or try to acquire engines and just are constantly begging for money. You're right over there, Jader.
Yeah, I'm good.
This actually reminds me of two other. Sorry to keep diverting, but two other 10-wheelers who are also sisters, and also we happen to have 2 articles or at least posts on a piece. Long Island Railroad 35 and Long Island Railroad 39.
Whoa, they're
Uh,
actually still doing stuff with that thing?
Yeah, they're the 2 pages here. The 39 got a 3-year fundraising agreement extension, and their goal is to
Is that-
have. That's the one at Strasbourg.
So they're still gonna. That's still happening. They're still gonna like build it there and then run it there for 100 years or whatever.
I guess so. Um,
I thought last I heard of that was like had to be like 5 years ago. Or
yeah, it was a
something.
long damn time ago. It's I wish them luck. They're doing a big fundraising push tomorrow, because it's 39 and tomorrow is 3/9. They're saying donate $39 for 39 on 3/9, which is not the least clever thing I've ever heard for a fundraising push. Meanwhile, 35, they released a video on like why the future is exciting, and they put a little video out of doing needle scaling on walkway brackets, which isn't much, but it shows that the project is still alive. So if you like the PRR, if you like the Long Island, if you like 10-wheelers, there's some places to turn your attention to. The twin Long Island G5s. Jader, we still have another 20 minutes or so in this section. I feel like that should give you plenty of time to talk all about Ohio.
All right.
Just try not to drown us in it. So what's going on over there?
It's inevitable that I'm going to drown drown you in Ohio.
Okay.
Ohio's going to take over everything. Just give us enough time.
Well, the issue is you try to drown me, but like the river is on fire.
Not anymore. What? Well,
For now.
I don't want to. I don't want to think about that.
Go on. What? So speaking of Cleveland, right? Is there news out of Cuyahoga? Is that a good place to start?
Yes. Yeah. We'll start there. Big thing out of Cuyahoga this year: Steam in the Valley is back.
Oh, shoot! I was talking about that the other day.
Yeah, I think it's been at least I think at least 4 years since they last did it.
I wonder why they stopped.
I
I could only imagine what could have happened in the last 4 years or so that might
yeah.
have.
Yeah, that as far as I can tell, among other things, Cuyahoga's kind of been going through it.
Hmm. So you're telling me they're not the ones that bought 587?
I don't know.
No, the 587 sale actually was aborted. Apparently, no one got it.
Hmm.
I was kind of figuring that Cuyahoga was the first place that came to mind because they're always hosting 765 for Steam of the Valley.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They haven't hosted it for the past few years. It's been doing the Indiana Rail Experience stuff.
But now it's back.
Yeah, it's going to be the last weekend of April and the first weekend of May. I think Mars and I might get tickets to go up there. We'll see.
Do you know how like what their speed limit is? It just strikes me that this is not the kind of place where 765 can stretch her legs at all.
I think 30, but I'm not sure.
So just
I think
mosey.
they
I
might
mean,
have upwards of like.
it's a decently long chunk of railroad. If it's all in service, I know they had a washout that took some of it out, but I don't know, or took some of it out. I don't know how much they still run on.
The one time I went, it just struck me that they sort of like moseyed. But I know that when you are running a heritage railroad, getting to the other end as quickly as possible is really not high on your priority list.
Yeah.
Um,
But something that does have, well, at least comparable speeds is the Ohio Rail Experience. I'm really excited about this. These are, I'm going to say, quote unquote, mainline excursions because it's on a class 2, I think, usually the Indiana, Ohio, but
okay.
close enough. They're mainline-ish excursions. I did the Lyman Limited a few years ago, and it was genuinely a really fun trip.
What do they have pulling them?
Well, yeah, they've been all diesel so far, but yeah. See, I keep thinking like this would be the thing to have 765 on because it's like a day-long excursion.
Honestly, yeah.
On lines that presumably haven't seen steam since the steam era.
Yeah, I mean, these longer distance excursions really strike me as really great places to stick these larger steam engines that usually don't have too much space to run. When you're going at track speed, it's a hell of an experience, you know.
Yeah,
I would love to
think
see
track
this.
speed for these is 40 at the most, but that's still pretty good.
40 is pretty good for a steam engine in the modern era. I feel like better than wandering up and down Strasbourg for multiple years. 611.
Yeah, I'd love to see. I'd like to think on a long enough timeline, Age of Steam sends one of their engines to one of these trips, but
No, joke's on
we'll
you.
see.
You're gonna get 5550 and you're gonna like it.
I mean, I'd be okay with that. I mean, run 5550 on the Panhandle.
Run 5550 on the main at top speed. Oh my
Yeah.
god, the camera is so windy. It was just violently shaking again.
No, they're gonna run it on Strasbourg.
Oh god, I wish them luck. I know Strasbourg was one of the places that extended the invitation to them, but like, oh no.
I mean, they'd be able to run it probably like a month without filling up on coal or water.
Yeah. They're gonna have to grab like a shorty tenor to put behind it. Just to make it work, make it fit.
Nah.
Actually some great photos of the T1 frame that they put out late last month. I'm gonna throw a link to that in the cargos. Anyway, so Ohio Rail Experience, that's something that I was not familiar with. And And you said Age of Steam, like you'd love to see Age of Steam putting locomotives on it. I know they just finished a cosmetic, right?
Yeah, the article in or on the dock doesn't have pictures, but
Ooh.
I had one pulled up. Where the fuck was it? Let me find it.
I saw some photos that were just gorgeous.
Here it is.
And it is a big locomotive. It is it's a
Yeah.
210-4, right?
Yeah.
Which is I'm going back to my list because I don't know what a 210-4 is off the top of my head. That's a Texas. It's a BNLE Texas. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I like how the lamp in the background looks like it's part of the locomotive. Just like sticking up off the pilot.
Yeah, it kind of does. But they just, as far as I know, they just finished the cosmetic on this thing.
God damn. It's
That's
nice to see.
huge.
Yeah, it's nice to see that Age of Steam isn't dead. I know that they aren't, but like because they don't run anything, they just sort of like sit with their big pile of locomotives. It's nice to see when they actually do something, even if that something is just a cosmetic.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, 12. I could be wrong, but I think 12 is the only operational engine right now. The 060, which I mean, hey, that's great.
I mean, yeah.
What
Would they need a big engine for? They don't go anywhere. But they should absolutely be restoring engines and like leasing them out. Imagine have engine will travel, but it's a Texas.
Oh, you want to straighten curves on your railroad? Oh, we have a proposition for you.
Yeah. Purchased the locomotive. They bought this thing in 2019. That's right. I remember that now. They bought a giant engine and they were like, yeah, we'll restore this one. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, they just accumulate stuff.
Yeah. You know where else it just accumulates stuff? Not engines, but stuff. Just all sorts of stuff. Railroadania stuff.
Me?
I mean, but I'm thinking about J&L.
Yeah, they, among other things, they're getting a fireless engine.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
They want to use it. See, according to the YouTube description, they want to use it as a steam accumulator for the operation of the Todd engine, which I believe is a big stationary steam engine, and possibly as a functional locomotive to operate off-site.
Oh, what? Okay, all right. Yeah, no, send it to Maine. Send the fireless engine to the WWF.
It's not 2-foot.
Oh
no, I figure that's why it's not going to be operating on site. It's probably standard gauge or something, so they can have engine will travel with a fireless locomotive.
It's so funny. Now wait till they run out of pressure somewhere. It's bad enough when you like run out of run low on coal and water, and you need to like get the fire department in to fill your tender up. No, sorry, we literally ran out of steam.
Put it on a trailer and go to the gas station and hook it up to the air. Find a free air.
We're gonna need every able-bodied individual to get off the train and come to the front here. Take these bike pumps.
Yeah.
Because they get the little extendy air gauge.
Oh, what? Like to check your tire pressure?
Yeah, that.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's just one of those in the cabin, nothing else. We need to make
it gets smaller and smaller. Just the opposite of Pinocchio's nose.
We're gonna need to make the dumbest. You know what? You could do that in Gary's mod. I bet you could do that in Gary's mod.
You could.
Your pressure gauge. God. It's just one of those things. Meme locomotive.
Yeah.
That would be a great thing to stick on like the Christmas dupe. Ye olde Christmas dupe.
Oh my god.
Anyway, what else is going on in Ohio?
Let's see. Well, also Age of Steam, they just got the former Ohio Central business card. It's not. Can't find. Oh, maybe I can find it on the website. The link wasn't working right. Yeah. Their former Missouri Pacific, or the former Missouri Pacific business car, which, fun fact, was owned by, I want to say, Ray Kroc of McDonald's fame.
Seriously? Huh.
Yeah, and it lived on the Hocking Valley for like 20 years.
They should paint it up at McDonald's.
Hold on.
Oh no,
Hold
no,
on.
no, no! That was supposed to be a joke. No, that wasn't supposed.
It was painted as no. I searched McDonald business car. I get cars. No,
I hate it when I'm
no,
right.
not that. Not the McBoost. No. Uh, Nuts. But yeah, they just got it. It lived at Hocking Valley for like 20 years. It's Amtrak. I believe it's Amtrak certified.
Oh my god.
I think. Ooh,
They should.
not the picture I was looking for, but I'm saving that.
They should take it.
Really?
They should take it on a McDonald's tour. They should get Ronald McDonald, and is Grimace also a McDonald's mascot?
Yeah.
Or is that okay? Ronald McDonald and Grimace, put them in the private car, take it across the country.
Oh my god! Do like a whistle stop tour, but they're throwing Big Macs or something off the back.
Hamburger.
Just blaring rock and roll McDonald's.
Oh my god.
Like the
Supersize me, but it's on a train.
yeah. Okay, well, it's a Facebook post because the picture is like 2 pixels.
Damn.
But there it is. It was painted in McDonald's for a while. Not like gaudy. It just said
Oh,
McDonald's
okay.
special
All right.
on
It
the
just says
letterboard.
McDonald's special. All right. That's funny.
Yeah.
What locomotive is it behind?
33.
Oh.
The big 280 that we had for a while, and then traded Ohio Central for a Jeep. And now that 280 also lives at Age of Steam.
They should recreate this. They should recreate this
Please,
photo.
please, I beg you, please bring 33 back.
Bring 33 back with golden arches on the tender.
Yes. I mean, Nelsonville has a McDonald's.
We'd like
I mean,
we'd like to
everywhere.
get a corporate sponsor. Anyway,
I need a business car. I have no idea.
I'm gonna have to order a custom paint job for you, Jader.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on. It's up to you
So
to
that-
string
that's
all of
all
these Ohio things together.
Yeah. Well, we'll jump back up to Cleveland for a sec. AFT 250, or Reading 2100. They're getting ready for, I believe, for a hydro test or for an actual steam test. I forget which.
I think it's steam test, actually. I think their hydro test already passed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're getting ready for a steam test, which
That's
is
exciting.
great to see. Yeah. Not much more to say with that because they release usually one update a month, but hey, it's good that they're doing something.
We get our one update. Their optimism of doing AFT2 is impressive. I wish them luck.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I almost want to think that engine's going to be it kind of lives at Cuyahoga Valley.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad place for it, after all. Has there been any conversation between them? Do you know? Also, what is the minimum weight of rail on that versus a 765?
What?
I was just thinking, like, I guess that wouldn't be a bad place for it. And if they're running 765, they
No.
can probably handle it.
Yeah, I think they could. So that's generally all the good news out of Ohio this week.
Oh, the spaghetti isn't good news.
No.
Oh,
The spaghetti warehouse I believe, was an ice or cold storage warehouse at one time. Then I think in the 70s was converted to the spaghetti warehouse restaurant.
is
Uh,
this the
but
spaghetti
I,
warehouse?
well, I think there's multiple spaghetti warehouses, but I don't know if this was a chain or not. Um, but it was a spaghetti warehouse. They had a trolley car in it,
As many spaghetti
and
warehouses
just
do.
yeah. And as of I think in the last in the I don't know the exact date, but like in the last month, they tore the building down, and they did save the streetcar.
But there's something going on with
It's
the front end of that streetcar. I mean, I'm glad they saved it, but look at the door.
yeah.
I don't know why it's diagonal. Why is it italicized?
I don't
Uh,
Italian restaurant.
I this is sure. So they're
Yeah,
gonna like
and
put it on a
then
plinth outside, apparently.
it's gonna be where is this? Oh, cool. It's gonna be set up on a site at the at the boyhood home of Captain Eddie Rickenbacker. So it's gonna stay in Columbus, and they're gonna build an uh, fe- exhibit honoring African American veteran Granville T. Woods. So awesome. Gonna do
Neat.
something with it.
I
Yeah,
like the quote. Where this park will go is replacing an alley. It's replacing a scary-looking part of the neighborhood with beauty. Like,
I mean, that's
goddamn.
good.
I mean, that is good, but like, damn, the shade.
Yeah,
At least you're gonna get a trolley car
That
and a
means rent's
playground.
about to go up.
What's up?
I said that means rent's about to go up.
Yeah, the trolley car is the
hmm
symbol of gentrification.
yet it's not going to be on rails. Come on,
Yeah.
Columbus, just build
Well,
some. Give us the 3CD corridor, please.
well, you're not
I
gonna do
beg
it with
you.
this. It doesn't have wheels. It's just
Eh,
sitting on the floor in the spaghetti warehouse. There are no wheels.
I will. I'll go find some wheels. I don't know. There's got to be some trolley trucks sitting around somewhere.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm sure if Milky or Mew were here, they'd be able to tell us all about how much getting wheels under a trolley body is the hardest part. Like just getting a working set of trucks. I feel like I've heard that refrain often. Uh, and so you've got two more pieces, and you said they're both bad news. Which one is the worst one? We should do that one last.
I feel like the East Palestine thing is the worst.
Yeah, I mean, the bar is, yeah, it's set the bar, and the bar is on the floor.
Yeah, yeah. The bar is in the floor.
The bar is currently on fire.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um.
go on.
So the Zanesville Western Scenic Railroad is under threat of having the track abandoned out from under it.
What? Who owns the track?
The state.
Oh,
The Yeah. The only thing I don't understand from this article, I can't find a reason why they're wanting to close it.
notice this major means of transportation. Uh, discuss a local railway closure that will eliminate a local tourist attraction as well as the ability to conduct any future commerce. It's being considered for scrapping. Yeah, but like, why is fair? What?
I I don't
Apparently
know.
that apparently it needs some bridge work.
I mean, yeah, but also you'd have to rebuild the bridges if they're gonna, tear the track out, turn it into a trail.
Well, yeah, you got to
You'd
rebuild
have
the
to
bridges
fix the
anyway.
bridges exactly. So there's no point.
Human Line asks for their help in preventing the state from eliminating future commerce. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess that if it's the state's land already, there's like nowhere for it to fall to. I'm kind of like they could always sell it, but yeah, that's a weird one. I mean, I've always been someone who is not like someone who is in relative defense of rails to trails, because rail banking on its own is a good idea. But when someone is actively using the rails, or when they could be immediately useful, it just seems wasteful to get rid of a rail corridor at this point. Like, I think Weibold was telling me about how Colorado has basically abolished rail abandonments. Like, if you're gonna shut down a railroad, the state is just gonna buy it.
Wow.
Based.
Yeah,
I wish Ohio would do that.
yeah. Well, it turns out
And
it
keep
looks
the-
like they
and keep
did
the
buy
track
it.
in.
They did buy it, and they also aren't keeping it. So that's thanks a lot.
Yeah, I don't like I don't know, I try to be I try to be generally optimistic, hopeful that maybe Ohio will actually do something good with trains,
Yeah,
and then the fact that the 3CD corridor has been,
on hold.
I think it's been on hold since at least the seven. I think it at the most like since Amtrak started,
Yeah,
because I don't think there was anything in the original plan to do that, and then
Well,
the funding got actively given back, like I think 10 or 15 years ago.
I mean, early Amtrak, there was certainly no plan for like adding any services that they didn't already have. Uh,
Yeah,
relatedly,
but
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I don't know. Like I just try to be optimistic about something with this fucking state, and then shit like this where they're gonna close an active railroad for no reason that I can find, or they're just gonna not.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I don't know if they're not gonna not do the 3CD corridor, but they just haven't. I haven't seen anything on it in like a year.
no, the like corridor ID study that came to pass, and there was a lot of recommendations and stuff. I don't know what like the next steps were for a lot of these. The long distance study came and went, and I don't know when any of those things would start happening. I think the Floridian was
Yeah.
like the second highest rated one, not the Floridian we have, but the Floridian we had. Um,
Yeah,
the
and
route,
then you guys were talking, all the Compass Rail and South Coast Rail, and like that's a lot of the reason why I want to move to the Northeast, because you can actually take the train places. Yeah, it's not perfect, but you actually can,
yeah,
and they seem to actually give a damn about it.
the Denver to Minneapolis long distance route got voted down in the South Dakota Senate, which honestly shouldn't surprise anyone. But
All right,
You
we'll
know-
just go around South Dakota.
yeah, well, I mean,
You-
it's.
You get no train. Fuck you.
I feel like that was just throwing a bone to South Dakota because of all the stink that was made in the first like long distance plan, where it got every single state except South Dakota. But no, I guess all that fuss amounted to absolutely nothing, because South Dakota's like, no, actually, we don't want the train in the first place. Anyway, yeah, East Palestine. Let's round it out with this disaster. We started the discussion topics with how good Mexico is doing with passenger rail, and we've just about wrapped it up with how well Ohio isn't doing with passenger rail, and NS is still a son of a gun. NS is still the villain.
Yeah.
Company try not to be shit. Challenge impossible.
Yeah, well, the railroad has always
Ooh,
had the
regional
I do what
or
I
something.
want. Oh shoot, I'm behind on the stream. Like
I didn't see it. I didn't see it, but I heard the whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Well, I'm sure it'll show up on the stream in like 5 minutes. Then I don't know how far behind I am. So they allocated $25 million to renovate East Palestine Park. Like NS gave that much money, and apparently they're 60% done and $3 million over budget.
Incredible.
How?
Changes to the park's original plan must be made to meet the $25 million budget. But, like, NS, you have a gazillion dollars. Why not just give them more money?
But
because
my
that would take money from
shareholders.
the railroad, right? The shareholders must have the money, and that's why we will do another East Palestine.
Quote, we still don't have to this date an itemized list of this project up to this point of what the work's been done. Well, that feels like an issue.
Just have someone go look at it and get a list. Okay, they built X, Y, and Z. Still have to do A, B, and C.
We thought that we had all been on the same page with that, and it's just sad, I guess, said Councilwoman Dr. Jessica Rocco. Wasted days of sunny, drying weather without doing anything. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even understand. Like who is designing this park? That isn't mentioned. That's kind of important. Why is it not mentioned at all? It's just NS and quotes from the council people. Who is designing the park?
I don't know.
NS just gave the money to some dude on the corner and said, yeah, design a park. It's, so I think when the council is saying, hey, we don't know how much has been done, it sounds to me like, hey, nothing has been done and they aren't telling us why there's no progress. Where is that budget number coming from? How is it $3 million over budget? Who's reporting that? This article has nothing. It's just people being sad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, have you guys seen the comments?
Of the article?
Yeah.
No? Oh, no. I'm sure it's a disaster. No. It's on Yahoo News, so I bet it's a mess. Oh, wait. If I keep scrolling, there's more. Construction manager is Norfolk Southern's design and construction department. Oh, that makes it so much worse. I had to just scroll past the giant wall of ads. Where are the comments? Are they underneath this?
They're above the.
If you
want, I can take.
Comments.
If you want, I can take a screenshot.
Yeah, you go ahead and guys grab a screen cap. I only see one. East Palestine can tell you this whole mess is not turning out as promised. We were told when we settled that we would be getting a certain amount of money. My neighbor just got $15,000 each for personal injury payments. My neighbor just got $1,300. We were told that the payments would be out in December. They must have meant December of 2025. The city is getting all of this stuff, and who's going to pay for the yearly maintenance? They want to improve the city and attract businesses, but it looks like a ghost town. The railroad in this case was reimbursed for most of what they spent. At the end of the day, the people will be the ones who pay the price. Yeah, I mean, NS try not to be the villain, challenge impossible. Like, you destroyed the place. Okay, yeah, there is the comment. I thought it was going to be like a catastrophe of like unenlightened comments. Yeah, so, no surprise, they're just getting like a token and a incomplete playground. Son of a gun. I don't know what to say at this point. Like we say that, train good, car bad, but like the train companies are abysmal.
Yeah.
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 All we need is just, well, I don't know if Conrail 2 would fix it.
No, just do it. Just do it. Just pull the trigger. Yeah. Make Conrail 2. If they can do British Rail 2, we can have Conrail 2. Anyway, let's not end this on
bigger input.
Yeah, let's not end this on too much sour grapes. I did cover at the top of the show a lot what I wanted to mention here in Maintenance Away. That my attention is with other projects, sadly, so I have not been able to make any headway on future trading cards, loco games, that sort of thing. But of course, I do have to say, if you were interested in that sort of thing, you're welcome to join our Discord. The link is in the description in the cargoes. I do need to work on the cargoes document, refactor it a little bit, because it's kind of a mess these days. But does anyone have anything else? Does anyone have any advertisements before we go?
I have an FP7 Milwaukee Road Walthers. If anybody wants to buy that, please.
if you're interested in that, go ahead and leave a comment. Anyway, there goes that regional Jader mentioned. Now I'm going to skip to live. Oops, I turned the volume on instead. All right, latest train on Amtrak. Playmate, I know you're not American, so if you don't know Amtrak trains, that's fine. You don't have to make a guess if you don't want to. But for my co-hosts here, what'll it be? Take your guesses.
Let's go Westbound Empire Builder again.
Westbound Empire Builder. If I remember right, that worked out for you last time.
Yep.
Westbound Empire Builder. TJ, Jader?
I'm going to do Southbound Chief.
Southbound Chief.
Or West. I guess that's West.
Yeah, Westbound Chief. I was like, that's not a north-south train. Took me a second. Westbound Chief. Westbound to Los Angeles. So we got the Westbound Empire Builder and the Westbound Chief. Jader?
I'm going to say the Eastbound Chief.
Eastbound Chief. Okay, let's look at the Chiefs then. I know a bunch of these trains got canceled because of snow, so they're running either differently or not running at all. The Eastbound Southwest Chief, is 1 hour late outside of Las Vegas, New Mexico, not the fun one. The Westbound Chief is 15 minutes late outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. They actually recently passed one another. The Empire Builder to Seattle is 1 hour and 9 minutes late. None of those are the latest train on Amtrak. There's also an Empire Builder that is on time at Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's go find the latest train on Amtrak. That could be it right there. The California Zephyr to Chicago is 3 hours and 59 minutes late. At Roseville, California, it has barely left its starting point. It hasn't even left its first state. It left Emeryville 4.25 hours late, and it's actually made up about 15 minutes. So, good luck to you if that's the train you're on, and I think that is the latest train on Amtrak. There's also a 2 hour late San Joaquin, but that is not the latest train on Amtrak. So, no winning guesses this time. Also, that's an unusually scheduled California Zephyr because it's listed as 1006 and not 6. But anyway, let's wrap up here with our terminations. Let me reorder people because I did give out some points during the show. Gonna move this down here. Gonna move TJ up there, and myself here, and Jader over here. Because Jader was in Railroader. And Bender bamboozled me, and TJ made a really bad pun. See, I actually remembered the reasons this time. Usually people are asking me what the reasons are, and I just say, I don't know, but if I wrote it down, you probably deserve it.
I wonder if that's my first point.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm trying to pick out any, like, little fun things. TJ, what is your termination?
I'm just going to say we are so back. IndyCar is back.
Oh, sweet. How do I copy this link? Now that it's in this format. Oh, okay, like that. Got it. Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Bender?
It's just a cute little animation of the Oigawa. This is just a snippet from it. It's cute.
I will warn future viewers that because this is a Discord image link, it might not work in the future. So you know what? I'll put it up on the screen then. So, this is, you know what this makes me think of? Why are you following me? Jader? What is this? Oh, hell yeah!
I've been listening to a lot of Chappelle Roan lately.
and so what you put down is the Bardcore song, the Bardcore version of Pink Pony Club. Yes, yeah. I love this so much. I was trying to find something to drop down as like a random little.
Oh my god! I just had a fantastic idea.
Go ahead.
Okay. One of the friggin' Pullman cars I'm building, I'm naming it Pink Pony Club.
Oh yes, yes, that's perfect.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you know what? I didn't put this down earlier, so I guess I'll
Wait,
just.
you should get a club car that's called Pink Pony.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's the Pink Pony Club.
so yeah, the sale of Nickel Plate 587 has been withdrawn as Kentucky Steam and the locomotive's owner are in talks for a resolution through a settlement agreement. So, uh, sadly, if you bid on 587, you will not be winning a locomotive. I believe you'll be getting your money back. If any of our two viewers decided to make a bid on 587, um, I'm sad to say that I did not, but that's all right. Uh, Playmate, what are your last words for the show? You get to round out the cast here.
Oh, thank you a lot. Yeah, my last words. This was great. I like this. I will tune in next time.
All right, just marking that down. Tune in next time, and I certainly echo that sentiment. Naturally, I must say thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for being here with me. Um, Thanks to Steve and Wes, although we didn't use the loco base today, we do use it frequently. Well, I guess I used it to do the question to get the guest in. Thanks to the viewers. Thanks to Virtual Railfan for not sending us a cease and desist for using their cameras. And like and subscribe, I guess. Check out the Cargoes document for all the details, all the links. And we will see you in 2 weeks. In case of an emergency, call Conrail. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.